studio apartment.
It's got 2 demons in it.
It's only $375 a month. Real small. 400 square feet.
Wait, just bust out the Bible and cast those out. But sharks, I have a fear of sharks.
Yeah, the thing is, I have a thing with water, too. I'm not the greatest swimmer in the world. I don't know if water in general being enough.
You fear the water more than you do the sharks.
Yeah, the sharks and the water. I mean...
but what if they fall from the sky?
Well, that's
scary.
Well, yeah. Oh, man.
Bust out your chainsaw at that point.
I guess I'm going to have to shoot for the demons.
Yeah.
I'm not too happy about that choice. That's a heck of a...
Shoot for the
demons. Wow, I mean, she really came up with a good one there. I mean, how do you... Well, let's go to the next one.
All right.
He blew me away.
4 scoops of swole. Okay, so this is from K. Edwards Fam times 6. Would you rather give up your work investigating the supernatural or search for Bigfoot with a lame team every night for a year?
Didn't they make a show like that?
Yeah. We can pass by that show on cable. We just skip.
Okay, I totally don't want to be searching for Bigfoot because...
You'd give up our work?
Supernatural.
Would we rather give up our work in supernatural investigating?
Or
search for Bigfoot. So if we don't give up...
Every night!
For a
365 days of a lame group.
I couldn't give up our calling.
We could have some
fun. We could have some fun. We could learn how to tap on trees and do the... Hoo, hoo, and then you hear a coyote and they're like, did you hear him? Did you hear him? It's like some...
I suppose, you know me, I could play this up really good.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You hear coyotes mating and they're like, oh, it's Bigfoot. So I would choose the Bigfoot thing.
Okay, I guess we'll do Bigfoot.
Okay, so we're so far we're
sure
good.
Hope that don't
happen. Alec from Chester, England. This was on Google Plus.
England.
Would you rather have dinner with Aleister Crowley or find out that there are no such thing as ghosts?
I would rather have dinner with Aleister Crowley because he's dead.
No, he is a ghost. I think they met when he's alive.
So he's going to be in his little box and it shouldn't be a problem.
I'd almost rather find out there's no such thing as ghosts because Aleister Crowley creeps me out.
I have no problem knowing factual information that there was absolutely no ghost. But that means everything's a demon, but, I mean...
That's true.
I mean, whatever. If there's facts, if it's a truth, then I'd want the truth, whatever that truth may be. But, I really wouldn't want to eat with Aleister Crowley.
No, me neither.
I don't even want to be in
that guy creeps me out to no end.
The same area, if that guy was alive yet. I mean...
Something about him. Evil.
Anybody that deals with that kind of junk is going to create a problem for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So that's all we're going to do for tonight, and we'll do some other ones next week and so forth.
That sounds like a great idea.
And we are going to be gone tomorrow night. That's why we're broadcasting live tonight.
Live as saliva.
So tonight's topic.
What? Kids and ghosts?
Nope.
Rats and demons?
No.
Okay, I know. It's children and the paranormal.
So we're going to play a little clip for you guys.
I see dead people.
There is evidence to suggest that children are highly susceptible to paranormal phenomena. They see what adults cannot. They believe what adults deny. And they are trying
Daddy loves you.
to warn us.
Do you see them?
Do you? They're here.
Do you remember Poltergeist? You saw Poltergeist?
Yeah.
That still is one of my favorite movies, and I don't like scary movies, but that movie is just so realistic to me between the family, the characters, and the situation, and they're here. Oh my gosh. And then that chick just gets sucked into the closet. Oh, that's creepy. Or I think we were dating and we
I was never sucked into a
No.
closet.
I mean, that little boy that says, I see dead people.
Oh, yeah.
We saw that at the theater, I think, together. Yeah. And you figured it out.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah, that was a good movie, too. But kids are very susceptible to spiritual stuff.
Yes, they are.
Every case that we've had, There's always, no, I shouldn't say more than half, though, have been with kids, because some people didn't have kids. But if they did have kids, there was always some kind of story.
Something, they're seeing things, they're feeling things, they're knowing things. Especially in that teen stuff. Younger, too, but a lot in the preteen and early teen people. And there's reasons for that.
Yeah, and we're going to give them.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Well, so you know that saying, you have to see it to believe it? I think instead of seeing is believing is seeing. A lot of times, with kids, you wonder, is there a sixth perception?
Yes.
Read it to
I can't look at you without these big green ears and this little
I don't have green ears.
When you do that, I'm seeing Yoda.
Well, that's stupid. It's me.
No, it's Yoda. It sounds like you're so good at that. Well, I'm wondering, if there is a sixth perception in ignorance and inexperience. Because, adult minds get closed off by logic and skepticism. So just like kids' imaginations can get too keyed up and believe things they don't see, some adults get too excited and they believe everything. So you really have to be discerning.
I'd almost rather deal with kids in that situation than adults, because sometimes these adults get all keyed up about stuff and they're convinced about things. You're like, oh my God, no, it's not. No,
yeah,
it's not.
and it's like you don't want to hurt their feelings, but
their feelings.
You try to tell them the truth and they get all defensive and then they're mad at you.
They're an adult themselves and they're like, oh, we know and we've seen and
and they're like, okay, go see some more.
I feel this cold breeze coming through the living room. It's called your refrigerator. Close the door.
No. Yeah, that was. So did you ever have paranormal experience when you were a kid? That you know of? No, nothing, huh?
I was real normal till I met you.
Wait.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. So,
normal is subjective.
To
Do you know
whom?
how boring it would be if...
it's not boring.
Right, exactly. No. So, it's good not to be
We're
normal.
We're not bored.
I wrote a whole book about my experiences as a kid.
Yeah, I know.
You go to HeidiKLinden.com or on Amazon, Daughter of Siva, and you'll read all about it. So, well, my son, when he was 4, he saw a little boy. And I think I probably told this on a past podcast. But he woke me up saying there was a little boy drinking his juice. There was a little boy in front of his bed. And he was so descriptive.
Yeah.
Like, not a clue that, it wasn't his... He did have imaginary friends, which I don't know if they were or not imaginary. But he was also seeing this little boy and so descriptive about
somebody
his hair.
was eating that plate of food.
No. No one was eating the plate of food. It was a glass of water, I think, or juice or something. And then our daughter, wasn't she about 4 with that whole blanket thing?
Yes, she was.
You want to talk
about
about
same age.
Tell that story?
No, I don't want to tell the story.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell it, and I tell it terrible. And then when I'm in the middle of telling it wrong, Scott's going to interrupt me, and he's going to make fun of me because I tell terrible stories, and that's how I get him to actually tell the story. So, this is what happened. So, we, had this...
that's all wrong.
Okay, go tell it
No,
then.
go ahead. I was just kidding. I was just teasing.
No,
I was playing.
I actually told it wrong the other night, so I'm probably going to tell it wrong again.
Yeah.
So we were going to do this, or we did do this whole outside on our deck thing. We laid blankets out, and I think we slept outside.
On the second floor.
On the second floor, yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And we, lived in a really woodsy area, so it was so pretty. Well, then, and it was just like mine and Scott's little, romance thing, But then...
What is that? Is something in your tooth?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, you're going to hear about this one.
So, anyways, then, the next morning, I cleaned up all the blankets and brought everything out, and our daughter comes upstairs.
Oh, she flew upstairs.
She was
excited.
She had to be about 4.
Yeah,
also,
she's about 4. She was very excited because she thought it's camping time.
Yeah.
On the deck. Yeah.
She was like, hey, where are those blankets?
And she ran out there, opened the door, which we never really went out there.
No.
Much at all, ever.
So I don't know how she knew.
And she knew about all of this
stuff. And she was
stuff.
insistent.
Where's the blankets? Where's the pillows?
She saw
Where's all
everything.
this stuff?
We're like, how did you see it? You were never even up here. And she's, to this day, she's 17 now, and she dreams, and she has these dreams, and she has...
on a regular basis, a couple times a week, she has...
crazy dreams.
But the Bible talked about that in the last days.
Right.
Men shall dream dreams
and
so on and so
our
forth.
older son, now, he doesn't see spirits or anything anymore because it was something that I prayed against for God to stop when he was younger, because he was actually having sleep paralysis and he was being really traumatized at night, and it never happened again. I think he was probably about 10 when it stopped, maybe 9.
Even when I met you, he was 9 when we met, and even then he was seeing stuff, still,
right.
and knowing stuff, and sensing stuff and
Yeah, so but I believe that our
But
kids...
our oldest son is Jamie. He's just such a character. Because he's so unfazed.
Oh, yeah, and I was actually going to mention that, too, about when we talk to our kids later on in the show, when we talk to our kids about this stuff, how we should talk about it to them, because if you make it seem like it's scary and it's horrible, that's how they're going to perceive it. If you make it seem like it's way normal and let's practice it, that's what's going to... So there's different things. And with him, we were just always honest. With all our kids, we were honest. But I think that in the case of our kids, that came from... I think their abilities sort of got stirred up when we were doing our work with ghost hunting and
I think we actually had somebody ask, I don't know if it was this week or last week, how are we affected by our investigations and stuff, and are you affected, and do you have things? And the answer is, without going into great detail, oh yeah, we have all sorts of issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we always pray for safety and protection, and there's ways that we don't have to worry about doors slamming and dark shadows and stuff. Once in a while you get something, but rarely, because we know how to handle it. We
handle it through God, and God handles it.
And ahead of time.
It's
not like we wait for it to happen and then say, help me. It's
you handle it ahead of time, you handle it during the time, and you continue afterwards.
Yeah.
So, it's just like preventive medicine.
That's what I was thinking of, preventive medicine.
Yes, that's a big word.
Preventative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, some kids open themselves up to the paranormal by things that they do. What was that?
They're opening up the door.
Really squeaky door.
Well, it's old.
So yeah, sounds old. Ouija board, seances, ghost hunting. They just get all into that stuff. So they open themselves up to the paranormal. Some kids are born into it, sort of like physical DNA, but it's a spiritual trait. If their parents have the trait, it falls on the kids, sort of like when we talked about generational curses. It can be a curse, but it also can be a blessing, because you can use it for good. So it just depends how you use it and where you draw the ability from. And that's a very thin line. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And there's effects of the spiritual energy, and it comes from all different types of things you tap into. So if you tap into dark stuff, you're going to have dark experiences. If you tap into good stuff, you're going to have good experiences. But you can't...
And it makes sense.
And a lot of people think that they're tapping into good, but they just don't have the knowledge, and they're like, bad stuff, like me, and bad stuff happened. I'm like, well, that just comes with the territory.
Well, that's where the deceit of the world and other people's opinions and thoughts come in, where they say, well, this is, white magic, or it's this, or it's that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and who come up with this?
Right.
You're listening to whom that this information is coming across, that it's okay.
Because there are sites after sites on the...
And we talked about it last week with the whole books and books of angels, and I'm like, but there's only 4 mentioned in the entire Bible. So where did a whole book of them come from?
Yeah.
Spirit guides, where did that come from?
Oh.
Where do these things come from? People are saying it's this or saying it's that,
That's
and they're
funny when you bring
practicing
that up,
this.
because there's something in here that I was going to talk about. The very exact same thing.
Yeah.
Who does it come from? That's part of the problem.
So, you know why? You know why I know? Because I am the one in the one.
You're the one.
One, by the one.
By the one.
Yeah, I am the one.
And I am the two?
Two. Oh, you're two of the part of the one.
Oh, that's so deep. Well, experts claim that fear creates these false visions in kids, and what they see and hear affects their thoughts. I totally agree with that.
Totally.
I've personally seen commercials that are terrifying, like video games with demonic stuff. Oh, I tell my son to turn away. He's 12. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't look at that.
I looked at some stuff on video games, and there's a little more going on with some of these video games now.
Yeah.
Some mind game stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Conspiracy type stuff. We won't go there today, but yeah.
Well, it's pretty. Yes. It's easy for kids to envision evil because they see it everywhere.
Well, you wonder why these kids can go around with, take a gun and go shoot somebody or do this or that, and it's like, well, they've been doing it in their video game for the last 10 years.
So it's sort of normal to them. I don't think the video game makes them do it.
No, but
it's normal to them.
It's normal. Yeah.
And
aren't you going to get back up now? No.
No. And there's spirits that lead you to do things, and they trigger kids. There's a stamp of depiction in popular culture, ghosts, demons, and monsters. They sort of make their presence known to our kids. But if you think of folklore, all the old tales, like Red Riding Hood and stuff, those are actually really dark.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood.
That's good, Scott.
You sure are looking good.
This isn't karaoke night on
You're
Spreaker.
everything that